Oh. How'd that episode feel?
Good.
Are you tired?
Yeah.
I am tired.
I'm like.
There have been a couple times where I can feel my eyes closing
Uh-huh.
and forcing them open.
So the nice thing is I can yawn as much as I want. And,
You can't.
Not as
I'm trying to hold it
perceptible.
back. Oh, sorry I kept you
good.
up so late.
No, it's that.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun.
It is.
Yeah, that Legends of the Mandalorian. I think that could be a really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down. Because I was thinking about it, I'm like, holy cow. Like, he does so much stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and he
took out the Bounty Hunters Guild when he found out that the Bounty Hunters Guild helped kidnap a baby.
Yeah.
And it's like, he did that. But that's the part that gets left out.
He got locked in a prison, and he gets out.
He escaped and captured...
Puts everyone else in prison.
4 dangerous criminals while he was in prison.
Yeah.
And then sent the Republic to destroy the one guy that got away.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's so crazy the stuff that he can do.
Yeah. I'm going to go through, I'm going to write down the different legends and we'll split up the stories and whoever wants to take what. And,
I like it.
Come up with stories, legends of the Mandalorian. I think that would be really fun to do.
I think so too. It's so cool because like he wasn't born on Mandalore.
No.
So it's like he is a Mandalorian, but he's.
Yeah. What parts of that will become part of the legend?
I'm sure they would add like he was like this born Mandalorian thing. I could see it just.
Yeah, maybe they don't even know that he's adopted.
I'm sure they wouldn't.
Yeah.
They would keep it preserved. He's a pure Mandalorian.
He's the pure Mandalorian. He was born on Mandalore.
Descendant of...
No one knows how old he is. A descendant of Mandalore the Great.
Of Mandalore the Great.
Yes. I gotta write that down. That's fantastic.
Crazy.
Yeah, when he's a foundling.
No one knows how old he is. No one's ever seen his face.
Yep.
Single-handedly kill the Krayt Dragon. I could see them saying that.
A great Krayt Dragon.
Yep. Single-handedly killed a greater Krayt Dragon.
Killed a great Krayt Dragon. Greater? Is it greater Krayt Dragon?
Yes.
Okay.
Greater Krayt Dragon.
Greater Krayt Dragon. Oh my gosh. Took out the Bounty Hunters Guild on Navarro completely, single-handedly.
And
because the other Mandos that showed up wouldn't have made the stories, right?
No.
What else destroyed an ATST?
Single-handedly.
Single-handedly. No, just completely leave out Cara Dune and everybody. But that's what would happen, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was mostly Cara Dune, but the legend of the Mandalorian and where he goes and what he does. I mean, this guy, he has done more stuff than Luke Skywalker could have ever dreamed of.
Yeah.
Like, he's done more epic feats of strength than I could even imagine. Mm-hmm. He took out Gor Koresh, the fabled crime boss.
Yeah.
Took down the greatest crime boss in the galaxy. And what?
The Mandalorian killer, Gor Koresh.
Yep. Yeah.
Known for hunting down Mandalorians.
So Mandalorians would hide from him. This Mandalorian walked into him in his den, in his hive, in his territory, killed his entire entourage,
levels,
and then left him to rot.
Bad guys that he just killed.
This is fun.
It is.
This is fun to come up with the legends of the Mandalorian.
The lair of the Mandalorian killer. Freed some Mandalorians or something. Walked in, right in and said.
Hunted down a nest of, what are the spiders called?
They're called Krykna.
Kryknas. Hunted down the largest nest of Kryknas in order to protect a mother and her And her brood.
And her brood.
So instead of crashing trying to run away, it was he hunted them down to save this lady.
Hunted them down to save a lady.
Right? Because it always has to be the ultimate, what would be the coolest story.
Uh-huh.
And then when you find out the details, it's like, it's not entirely how it went.
Uh-huh.
But that's the legend that gets spread.
Yep.
Because that's what she's going to say.
Yeah.
She's going to say that
he saved us.
Slaughtered that entire thing. Oh, wouldn't that be cool if like they ran into them again and like her kids were growing up and stuff? Maybe one of them comes and saves him later.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You're the one who saved my mother. Like right at the right moment when he needs help and there's nobody around and this one person shows up. He's like, I know you.
This frog
you saved my mother. And me. And your little baby friend almost ate me.
I saw that. I saw it from the tank. I watched it.
I saw what you did. Oh my gosh. Are you having fun with this podcasting?
Oh yeah.
Gosh. I'm having fun too.
So
I think we're hitting a stride.
Yeah.
I think we're doing really good.
So too.
We might have to start dividing up some of the stuff and saving stuff for different episodes.
I know.
Because like we get started and it's just like, oh man, there's so much in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm like, just go for it.
I mean, we're an hour and a half into it, and it was a 35-minute episode.
Yeah. So I mean, imagine when we hit like.
I'm doing like actual episodes of the movies.
Movies we're gonna have to break up for sure.
Oh yeah, we're gonna. Okay, today we're talking about Jar Jar Binks. So no one will download this episode because we don't want you to.
Yep. Today we're gonna talk about from the point that Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon get on the ship to just before they get off.
Just before they get off.
Boom. 2 hours later. Okay, and then next episode.
All right. So this year we're going to be talking about the Duel of the Fates.
Oh man. Yeah.
This season of our podcast, we're going to talk about
Duel of the Fates.
Oh man, I'm having fun. Do you still want to try to meet next Tuesday?
Yeah.
Hopefully things are going well with everybody.
Yeah.
And hopefully we, I don't know if we should try to meet earlier or maybe. So do you think doing 2 in 1 week is too much?
No. I mean, if we can do it earlier. It's once no one's sick.
Right.
I'll feel, not so bad about leaving.
So if it takes us, how long has it been? It's been, how long have we been doing this? We didn't start till
8:30.
So 3 hours?
So 3 hours.
Yeah. 3 hours.
It's not bad.
Hour and a half per podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
I'll definitely write out the notes again.
Yeah. So
I can't believe how much I missed.
Oh,
we totally missed Pelly talking about Baby Yoda in Chapter 9.
Yeah.
Thank the Force!
I was going to talk about Mando leaving him in the speeder bike.
Yeah, we did. We
totally
and we still podcasted for an hour.
Yeah, there's so much. Just like,
holy cow!
Just keep going and going.
But there is so much there, and that's what's different about The Mandalorian versus like Rise of Skywalker and the sequel trilogy is there is so much here.
Yeah.
There's so much here, and I didn't get that same feeling.
Yeah.
In the sequels, and it's probably just because they weren't for me. They were made for children. The Mandalorian was made for the grown-ups who grew up with it, and the sequel trilogy was once again made for the kids. Just like the prequels, OT people don't like the prequels.
Exactly.
We grew up with the prequels. We don't like the sequels. Maybe that's the thing.
Yep, I have this to show you here. This I thought of us when I saw this.
You got another one. This is awesome.
I mean, the amount of things that I've seen are just.
There are so many funny things. That's why I talked about doing like a meme of the podcast.
Yeah, here's actually
because there's so much.
Of the IG-8 or IG-11.
Oh.
I'm standing right there.
Oh my gosh. So cool. That makes me happy.
Yeah. Let's see.
I saw that finally on my last viewing, and I'm like, that is so great. I'm so happy.
So cool.
So happy I saw it. I'm so happy that IG-11 has a legend.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. All right.
It's like people
who've only seen the movies. It's not possible. People who watch the Clone Wars of Rebel, entirely, you have no idea what's possible. And it's Darth Maul in Solo. It's not possible.
You have no idea what's possible.
I saw another one that was similar to that, where it's like, where people are freaking out like, what? When they watch The Mandalorian.
Uh-huh.
It's like people who have watched Clone Wars and Rebels, and they've got that smug look.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I remember what it was. It was the visual dictionary. It was Count Dooku standing there, and it was like, and it pointed at his face, and it's like,
that one?
that's a signature look of superiority.
Yeah, when you get made fun of for watching Rebels and Clone Wars because it's just a kid's show, but now you're one of the only ones who knows what's going on in The Mandalorian. Signature look of superiority. It's like
signature look of superiority. Oh my gosh.
So true.
Christopher freaking Lee. I love that guy.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Yeah, no, I saw this. This one was interesting. It's like just like a what if type thing.
Yeah.
It's like Ahsoka probably described Grievous to Anakin as huge, which he was to her.
Right.
So when Anakin meets Grievous, he truly is shorter than he expected. Because
shorter than I expected.
Ahsoka described him as this massive thing. He's like, right. Oh, no, you're shorter than I expected.
You're not that tall.
Yeah.
That's funny. I love that stuff.
Yeah. Did you see they released the deleted scene from Revenge of the Sith? They talked about a deleted scene between Obi-Wan and Padme.
No.
Have you heard of that? So this is what it says. It looks like it's just what Obi-Wan says to Padme.
Right.
But he's like, I'm not blind, Padme. Though I have tried to be for Anakin's sake and for yours. Anakin has loved you since the day you met in that horrible junk shop on Tatooine. He's never even tried to hide it. Though we do not speak of it, we pretend that I don't know. And I was happy to because it made him happy. You made him happy when nothing else ever truly could.
Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't that be interesting when he's talking?
I think there's only one problem with that.
What's that?
Obi-Wan wasn't there when they met.
What I'm sure you heard.
He may have heard about it. Yeah, okay. All right. Never mind. I retract mine.
Because, I mean, even he says it here.
Because I'm sitting there, I'm like...
He's never even tried to hide it. Yeah.
But I think he has. He has tried to hide it.
I mean, I guess he did in season 7 of Clone Wars, but Obi-Wan knew.
Yeah.
He's like, well, did you at least tell Padme I said hi?
But this, I love this, though. I love this extra explanation. I wonder if Dave Filoni was in there. I know he has access to all those cool things.
Oh, yeah.
All the coolest parts that we only get to dream about. Just to sit down with George Lucas and to be where we are now. Where you can just sit and talk about it. And just sit down with George Lucas and be like, hey, George, what do you think about this?
What do you think about this?
Well, I think there'd be a problem with that because in the Journal of the Wills, when I first did it,
oh, you know what? That's true, George. Thanks. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, good point.
It's like, oh my gosh. Can I just see this? That's who needs to do a podcast. Is Dave Filoni sitting down with George Lucas?
Oh,
and
yeah. Can you imagine how many people he'd get listening to him?
You'd have millions. Every single time. It wouldn't even matter. It's like, hey, George, hey, can I come by this week? I wanted to sit down and record a conversation with you.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Then he gets down there. It's just them chilling, just talking to each other.
So,
just
what do you think about this?
like, I don't know if I liked the Palpatine thing, but, I could see where they got that from, from me. Because because that's what I said. They, just quoted the lines that I came up with.
Yeah.
Dark side is a pathway to many abilities that some consider to be plagiarism.
Yep. There was a few, like, in Last Jedi, like, even in the sequel trilogy. One of the problems I had with it was I was like, this is just repeated lines.
There were a lot of callbacks.
I'm okay with here and there.
But my favorite lines were the ones that were new. Like, that's not how the Force works.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, and I was like, there's a few that I'm okay with. That's fine. But when it's like, this whole thing was like lines taken from old movies.
That's frustrating. Yeah. Oh, and turns out Snap Wexley knew Wedge Antilles.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently that was in one of the things. And I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Huh.
And then when Wedge shows up in Rise of Skywalker, Snap's dead.
Yeah.
All that's left is Poe. And I'm like, that'd be devastating. That should have been a moment.
Yeah.
If Snap Wexley really knew Wedge Antilles, they should have had Wedge with them from episode 7.
Yep.
In the Resistance. And Wedge and Snap talking to each other. And that could have been an emotional beat that would have actually lended weight to the sacrifice of all the pilots.
The problem with... Yeah, I mean...
we're going to have podcasts.
We could go off
about
this.
Because when we do the episode 7, we're going to talk about my sequel trilogy.
Yes.
That was kick butt.
But I know, I think it was Mark Hamill talked about in episode 8 when C-3PO showed up, or when he shows up and he's like, and then I just walk past C-3PO and he's like, can I do something? Because, like, this is C-3PO.
I got to acknowledge him.
I need to acknowledge him. This is the guy. And he's like, yeah, sure, okay. And it was like...
And he winks at him. And for me, that was enough.
Oh, yeah.
I think Mark Hamill did a good job with what he was supposed to do as Luke Skywalker. But in a lot of ways, I felt like Mark Hamill's acting in Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, he wasn't playing Luke Skywalker, he was playing Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Because when I see interviews of Mark Hamill, that's who he is.
Yeah.
He did all the things that he does, like the jokey stuff and things, that's Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I don't think Luke is there. Luke was so serious, so dour.
Yeah.
And this Luke is being jokey and stuff. I'm like, but that's not who you are.
Which I think I saw that Luke was actually only on Octu for like 6 years.
Really?
In exile. That's it.
He just barely made it there.
Yeah, he hadn't been there for long.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
I think they blew it.
They didn't have structure.
It wasn't. There wasn't enough there.
They didn't have a beginning and an ending.
And they needed to talk to George.
Yes.
Because George knew the underlying themes. He knew what the sequel trilogy could be.
Yep.
He's like, okay, if you're going to talk about how passing on the torch to a future generation would be, you got to talk about these themes. You got to have this in there. He got that. Yep. I mean, he wasn't great at it.
No,
but he had people around him who took his ideas and made them great.
Yeah.
Dave Filoni took the raw, George Lucas unfiltered and put him through the, okay, but this doesn't make sense with this. This works with that. I could do this with that. And turn it into the underlying Phantom Menace Episode 1 Duel of the Fates.
Yeah.
Because people are like, yeah, that was a great duel. And it's like, we all missed it.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone missed it.
Yep.
No one knew what was going on. And then Dave Filoni's like, well, yeah, but this is the genius of George, is because this is what he's showing you, and this is the story.
Uh-huh.
Like, the idea, maybe we should just call it because we're just having fun now.
Yep.
But just the fact that the Duel of the Fates was between Qui-Gon and Maul, Obi-Wan had nothing to do with it. I'm like,
nope.
What?
Yeah.
Just looking at it from that perspective, which apparently is the perspective of George.
Yep.
It's like, all right, so we're going to have the Duel of the Fates between Qui-Gon and Maul, and Qui-Gon has to lose because the dark side has to win the Duel of the Fates. And I'm like, and he's like, but Obi-Wan's going to win. Yeah, I know, but that's not what it's about.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fun. That's exciting. And he's going to defeat Maul and cut him in half, falls down the shaft. Yeah, no, 100%. Maul dies. But not before he wins.
Yep.
And it's like...
He'll play his part.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like, I listened to the...
Blew my freaking mind.
I was like...
now every time Dave Filoni talks, I'm like, all right.
Oh, yeah.
How are you going to blow my mind today?
Uh-huh. I was like, imagine him sitting with George Lucas and him... Because I want to say he talked about it with George. Uh-huh. And George is like, now think about this. And then he talks about Duel of Fates and Dave Filoni's like, what?
Wouldn't that be fun to be there when Dave Filoni's mind gets blown?
Oh, yeah.
And then all he's sitting there doing is parroting what he heard from George. And everyone's like, this is genius. And it's like, yeah, that's George.
Yeah, that's what George said.
You bring George on the sequel trilogy, totally different.
Oh, yeah.
You get the themes, you get the underlying, you get the crazy creatures. One thing I noticed is they had names for every creature in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
That never happened.
Huh.
There's not a single Star Wars before that had every character named.
Huh.
Until
the sequel trilogy.
Because everybody thought that's what Star Wars was. They're like, oh, we have
It's about the
we have
crazy
action
characters.
figures and all these crazy characters between everything. Like, so we need to have a name for everybody. We need to have a backstory. We need to have where they got their clothes. We need to have what planet they're from. And so we're going to have all that. We're going to plan all that out. And I'm sure that they probably had people behind the scenes who weren't super involved with that. But the fact that that was a priority at all is a mistake.
Yeah.
Because George threw a Trandoshan in a spacesuit from Doctor Who and threw him on the bridge of a Star Destroyer in Empire Strikes Back.
It's like,
and
look,
had
we need
no
you.
idea who he was.
Yep.
And it is one of the most famous characters, and everyone knows his name.
Bosk.
Because he is a Bosk.
He is.
And everyone knows his name. IG-88 was a maquette that couldn't move and stood on the bridge. And now we have IG-11,
And
modeled after that, who is one of the most
IG-11,
beloved characters.
IG-86, IG-88. There's...
See, and it's because these characters didn't have to have a name. They didn't have to exist. They didn't have to do all that stuff right away.
No.
You could wait. You could see what people call him. The stormtrooper that attacked Finn with the riot baton in Force Awakens.
Uh-huh.
People called him TR-8R. Traitor.
Uh-huh.
His real name is FN-2199.
Huh.
There's some backstory there.
Right.
Finn is 2187. He's 2199. So they're close to each other. They're in
Right.
the same graduating class, if you will. Traitor would have been a way cooler name.
Yeah.
And if they just would have waited, they would have heard what people were saying and go, oh, cool. Or
The problem
the Dark
is-
BB unit.
BB hate.
BB hate. Darth Ball. Like, come on.
The problem is they missed the mark on the point of trying to write the whole story.
And
those
that's
things,
it.
the fans kind of wrote it a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Well,
You
yeah.
let them kind of play with it, and then...
Sure. And then if you want to, you can say, well, this is the official one.
Yeah.
Or you say, you know what, we looked at all the different names. We like this one the best, but slightly tweaked so
Yeah.
it fits Star Wars and the lore a little better.
The thing that I had that I was just like, just stop, was then after 9 came out, and it didn't get as well received as they wanted to, and so then they just started explaining things. That's what this is, and that's what this is, and that's what this is. It's like, stop explaining it. Just
You're supposed to just
you're just
Yeah.
supposed to let us.
let us do over it. Let us have fun with it. Let us play with it.
Don't give us all the answers, which is kind of, I don't know, maybe that's a part of not
Or-
wanting Mando to tie in with Palpatine, because it's like, just leave it, don't explain it.
Yeah, we don't necessarily want to know anymore.
Yeah, and there's like things that were pointless, like
You didn't tell us in the movie,
Ray's dad.
and so now it doesn't matter.
Like, oh, that was actually a failed clone. It's like, you really didn't have to say that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he hit Ray's dad was a failed attempt at cloning Palpatine. It was like, that was completely pointless.
I
Why
liked
did you
it-
even tell
I
us
liked
that?
it better to have that be a question, and then
Yeah.
to also think, Palpy had a girlfriend?
Yeah, I'm like,
Like-
okay,
I liked that. It's like,
okay.
because it could have gone either way, and
Uh-huh.
you didn't have to answer that. What you did have to answer is how they brought him back.
Yeah.
You didn't, and now you don't want it because you
Mhm.
didn't do it right the first
Nope.
time. So we don't want you to retcon.
You're
it.
backtracking now.
Now George Lucas wanted to tell more stories about the clones, but he didn't explain where the clones came from.
No.
He delved into their character,
Yeah.
and that's why we love the clones now. That's why in Episode 3 now, when I see those 212th clone troopers with Obi-Wan Kenobi getting mowed down by the battle droids on Utapau,
Yeah.
I cry a little inside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I wonder who that was. Wonder what his name was.
Mm-hmm.
Like beforehand, it was like, oh, another dead clone trooper, but now it has weight.
Clone Wars.
It
yeah,
didn't
they did that.
retroactively fix it.
No.
It gave us a reason to. Oh gosh.
Yep.
And Clone Wars was done by George Lucas. Rebels has its goodness because Dave Filoni was there.
Mm-hmm.
They got the first season under their belt, and then Dave Filoni was allowed to take it where he wanted.
Yeah.
That's how it feels. That's why the first season feels like a kid show, and then after that, it's like, Clone Wars is back.
Uh-huh.
It also helped they brought back Ahsoka and Rex and McGregor and
Which, I mean, that
Wolf.
McGregor is a whole story that was like...
Gregor. It's just Gregor. I'm sorry, I said McGregor, didn't I?
You did.
Thinking Peter Rabbit.
Gregor.
It's Gregor. I love his story.
Yeah.
The only survivor.
Yep.
And then supposedly blows himself up to save Meager Gascon
Yep.
and the droids.
Uh-huh. And
And then he lived.
he was there.
That is so cool.
Uh-huh.
I think about that sometimes. I just sit there and go, dude, he survived. He
Yeah.
escaped. And then he met up with Rex, the coolest clone ever.
Yeah.
And who's the other one? Wolf?
Wolf,
Also the coolest.
who it seems, based on what Rebels said, also had his inhibitor chip taken out.
He did, but we don't know when or how.
Yeah.
My guess would be after Order 66.
Well, I don't know,
So,
because Kanan said that
wasn't
he's
he
like...
the one who killed Plo Koon?
You would think, but in that episode, he says the clones turned on the Jedi, and he said not all of us did. We had our chips taken out first. So it's like...
But then they changed that with Rex. Rex didn't have his chip taken out first.
True. But he didn't
But
turn...
then again, he didn't kill Ahsoka.
No, he didn't.
He never did. Or Anakin.
No.
He didn't kill Anakin.
So I wonder if Wolf got it out. I don't know. I would think that maybe Wolf didn't. He actually did kill Plo Koon and then got it out. You know, Wolf.
That's true. He
Rex
does
was
say
able
not
to
all
get
of
him.
us did.
Not all of us did. Some of us
I
got our
bet.
chips taken out.
I bet Gregor probably just got rattled from that
I'm
explosion.
sure, yeah.
Because he went a little nutsy.
Yeah, he was crazy. Which was funny. He was so funny.
I did like him.
Yeah, or-
It's a big one.
You're
Yeah.
Okay, General. Oh, I'm not a general. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Commander. No, wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mistake.
I
Commander.
love that guy.
Yeah, Zeb's really good at hunting. It's like, oh. No. They say
No,
he
they like
tastes
the taste
great.
of.
You're the
What's
big,
the,
big.
What's the race of the? What's the race of Zeb?
Lasat.
Lasat. Thank
Lasat.
you. I used to remember because the LAAT is one of my favorite ships. And so it's like you just add another A and an S in there. Lasat.
Lasat. Yeah,
Oh, that's so
Gregor.
funny.
So fun. It was fun to see him too because I played Republic Commandos.
Was he one of the
Xbox.
Republic Commanders?
No, you were the other division, the Delta Squad. There were two. Gregor was one, and then you were the other. The other ones you actually see. You see them in Clone Wars. They're the ones that investigate the temple that Savage massacres everybody. They bring the Jedi bodies back.
I have to say, that is so beautiful. I loved those Clone Commandos.
Yeah. So you get to play them.
Yeah.
It's
I started playing the game on the Xbox when it
Oh,
was,
yeah?
I downloaded it for free, but then
right.
you know, life happens.
Yeah,
and
it's got horrible
Ladim
graphics.
Ladim and I have decided that we didn't really want to do the first-person shooter thing
Right.
with the kids.
But
So.
to play them and then to see it, and then to be like, Gregor's just like them.
and the kick butt version that they did it too, where it's
Yeah.
raining on the platform when they
yeah.
land, and the thing comes down, and you just see the visors, the
And
T
you're just like,
visors.
these guys are so
Oh
legit.
my gosh!
Yeah.
Not only did they go into a separatist stronghold, but came out without a scratch
Yeah.
and retrieved the bodies.
Mm-hmm. Because they're
Just the
commanders.
four of them.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, a part of me like hopes like they gotta be smart enough to not have their chips. Because like them, the Bad Batch, it would be the worst clones to try and go against because they're.
Well,
Special.
supposedly there's a Bad Batch TV show coming.
Ooh.
There's a rumor about it. So, and I'm like, okay, and it's gonna be post 66.
All right.
So
I'm
it should
good
be
with
interesting
that.
to see what
We'll
happens.
see Echo too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, Echo.
There are a ton of people who are making Lego minifigures of the Bad Batch right now, and I'm so tempted to get them.
They're so cool.
They're so cool. They're so unique.
Yeah, they are.
Lego is missing the ball on everything. They didn't do the Bad Batch. They're not doing Mandalorian. Seriously, I mean, we talk about doing what Lego set would you make from this episode?
Yeah.
Why is Lego not doing that? Because you will sell them. You will sell them all.
Easy. And just like you said, you can sell this version, and then this version, and then this version.
Yeah, you could do all kinds of different
And-
ones. You can split them up. Maybe there's Banthas in other sets, so you don't need them in the speeder bike, the
Yeah.
Cobb Vanth set. You just have Banthas in other sets, and so
Yeah.
people go to those sets to get the Banthas, and then put them all together.
Yeah.
You could have the speeder bike set, and then Banthas versus the Crate Dragon.
Yeah.
I still don't know how you ever do a Lego Crate Dragon. I don't think it's possible. So Lego
Well-
is actually doing an episode, Chapter 9 Lego set.
Are they?
Yeah, it's got Mando, and it's got a Tusken Raider, one of their little arrow shooter things, and then a little hut.
No Cobb Vanth, huh?
No, that would have been a spoiler
Mm,
to have Boba Fett armor
I see.
on the other speeder, plus the other speeder. That was cool to see it the first time.
So cool.
That was really great. But Lego's had problems in the past with letting things loose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they've had leaks,
Oh.
so they're on a short leash with Lucasfilm and Disney,
I see.
especially for Civil War, Captain America: Civil War. They spoiled Giant Man because they had a set with Giant Man in it, and somebody spoiled it. Somebody leaked it.
See, that's
So
the...
they got in trouble. That's why they kept Baby Yoda hidden from everyone, including manufacturers.
I loved it, too.
That was so good.
That's...
I remember where I was when I saw Baby Yoda for the first time. I was laying in that bed in the other room with Ladima. We were watching Mandalorian in bed, just sitting there watching it, and all of a sudden that little
hand.
It's
And
like, and my life was changed forever.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's life, and I'm jealous of my children who, especially Amelia,
they're going to grow
who
up
grew up
knowing.
always having Baby Yoda in their life. How jealous can I be of that? That is so cool.
So
She loves Baby Yoda too. She loves it.
good.
Like the Baby Yoda, the big one that you got us. Yeah, she sleeps with it.
Oh, well, I wish I could sleep with ours.
I also wish I could sleep with mine, but it's hers now.
It's funny because there's a lot of Baby Yoda things. And I'm like, honey, how about this? And she's like, it comes out creepy. There's so many things that Teddy's like, she'll see it and she'll be like, nah,
No,
it's too creepy.
no.
But that,
Yeah.
she's like, this
All
is
on
adorable.
board.
And did we tell you where we saw it? We're at the park. And it's his
Yeah.
birthday. And he comes walking up with it. And Teddy and I both look at each other and we're like,
Where
Well,
did
we're
you
gonna
get
go.
that, and how can I get one?
and I'm pretty sure we asked, where'd you get that? Oh, Costco for $20. And we're like,
Yeah.
What?
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 Yeah, I found some of those online. People were selling them. I've seen them get up to $60.
Oh, man.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, thank you, Scott.
I know, right? I was like,
I really appreciate that.
she's like, should we
You
get one
guys
for
are
teaching
awesome.
the I'm like, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I
they
never
need
would have
one
found
too.
one. I never would have gotten it. I'm so happy with
I'm pretty
that.
sure I held that because Teddy drove back. I held that thing the whole way up. Ours.
Yeah.
I just, it's so nice.
It's so soft.
Yeah.
They're great. So
It's-
if anybody who doesn't know, this Baby Yoda is how big is it? It's at least 24 inches.
Oh, yeah,
It's like 30,
for sure.
36 inches diameter.
Yeah, I think so.
It's just huge.
It's this
It's
huge
like-
pillow.
You think Baby Yoda plush, and then think Costco. There you go.
Yeah.
It's like everything's bigger and in bulk.
And then
So we got bulk Baby Yoda
for $20.
for $20. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it was that inexpensive. When I saw a couple for sale and saw the price, I'm like, I hope they didn't spend that much on it. No, you didn't.
No.
Okay.
No.
Somebody.
It's like,
You spent $60 on it? No, that's okay. Okay, thank you.
yep. No, it's,
No, it's so great. Anyway, all right, we gotta call it.
yeah, because we'll just
It
get
is
going.
now midnight. All right. Well, that was the after party, which was much longer than I expected it to be.
I know.
Bonus for you. I originally thought, we're not gonna have anything to talk about, so we'll just have 3 episodes.
Little do we know,
Little did we know.
we always have something to talk about. With
Always.
Star Wars.
This is what our podcast we always thought it would be.
Yep.
We'll have the topics and the guidelines, but then we'll just float in
Uh-huh.
our after party. All right. See you guys.
Bye.